What's going on, Lions? What's going on, Lions? It's another Tuesday evening here at Confidence Factor in the Man Cave. My name is Darian Hill, and I'm going to embody Rooted Rose and say that tonight I'm in the building. That's right. That's right. I'm in the building with you, Lions. And of course, if you're coming on tonight, we want you to put in the comment section hashtag heart level. That's hashtag heart level. We're Confidence Factor. And in Confidence Factor Talks, we have heart level conversations that lead to transformation. As you guys know, we believe in the SMART principles of self-mastery, accountability, and resources and tools. And so tonight we have a great conversation tonight. Great conversation tonight. We're bringing more resources and tools and principles to help you guys to up level in your personal life and of course in your business. Tonight we're talking about how to win in a saturated industry and achieve ultimate success. So if you're interested in learning how to dominate your industry, how to be able to stand out, how to be able to have success even in a saturated industry, tune in tonight. This is going to be a great conversation for you and all the additional listeners. So of course, we're going to go ahead and bring on my co-host because you know I can't do a show all by myself. So we're going to go out and bring on the main man, the doctor in the building. He's always representing from Jacksonville. He's a proud member and founder here of Confidence Factor, and he's the guy that knows how to transform. It is my honor and pleasure to be in service as we empower the lives of over 5 million men with the doctor, Bobby B. Bring him on.
Yes, 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 yes. Today I'm saying yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
I'm saying
Yes.
yes to opportunities. I'm saying yes to obstacles. I'm saying yes to adversity. I'm saying
Yes.
yes to freedom. Today is
Yes.
a great day and it is the best day of my life. What's up, good people? All the way out of Jacksonville, Florida. This is CF Talks. I'm your boy, Bobby B. Listen,
Yes.
put it in the chat. I want to know where people are tuning in from tonight. Jacksonville, Florida in the house. Orlando, Florida in the house. Put it in the chat. Put where city and what state. And also, you know, in everything we do, we got to keep it heart level, heart level, heart level.
Heart
Those of
level.
you, put it in the chat. Hashtag heart level, and more heart level. Put it in the chat. D, back over to you, baby.
Absolutely, absolutely. Looks like my headphones are switching back and forth here for a moment, but that's all good. You know, here at Confidence Factor, we run through obstacles. When you
That's
get
it.
that confidence seal, you run through obstacles. You
That's
are
it.
unstoppable. You don't allow any situation to hold you back, and that's what we do here. So, fellas, we appreciate you guys being here with us. As you know, as we said, we're here for Confidence Factor Talks every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. To really deliver some good news, some resources, and some tools to help you guys continue to transform. So, of course, before we go ahead and continue the show, we're going to bring on, of course, you know, our next brother who's always behind the scenes, making us shine, making us look good. You guys know him as, you know, the one that makes sure that you show up and shine. You guys know him as the guy that makes sure that when you smile, you got that best smile, right? That you put your best smile forward. So we're gonna
Yes.
do. So we're gonna go ahead and bring on, of course, none other than the great Lamont Gwen, the producer.
What's going on, fellas? Glad to be here. Glad to be here, man. It is a great day. It is a great day. Let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
It is something when you can pick up the phone and you can call a confidence factor brother and spend an hour and 20 minutes on the phone with them and hang up the phone and feel so much better than when you made the call. So I want to give a special heart level shout out to Bobby B. Because man, we had a really good conversation, a real heart level conversation today. And I feel like $1,000,000 right now. So thank you, brother.
That's it,
And
man.
listen, I gotta honor Bobby for that, man. The fact that you're saying that, I gotta honor Bobby for that. And this is what this community is really all about, you know. And Bobby really embodies, you know, this whole idea that we need to show up for each other, right? And we all know that moments and times in our life where we didn't have somebody to call. And so
Right.
it's just a beautiful thing for me to watch you say that, Lamont, to say that you have a brother in Confidence Factor that you could call or reach out to and share what's on your heart, share what you're dealing with. and then walk away feeling unstoppable.
Exactly. Exactly.
Bobby,
Exactly.
go ahead, man.
Yes.
Yeah. Bobby, go ahead. I think you were going to share something reference to that as well. I just wanted to honor you in that, my brother.
Hey man, I just listen. My job, I think my job is easy. Because I already know most of the people I talk to is already multimillionaires. I know it. I just sometimes we kind of we look somewhere else off into the distance somewhere, and we forget who we are. And so my job is easy. My job is just to turn your head back to the mirror and you say, "Oh snap! I'm awesome. I'm amazing. I'm wonderful. Watch me go do this. I'll be right back."
Exactly.
As my wife would say, and I just think it's hilarious because she does it. She says, "Hold my beer."
Oh my goodness, I love that.
Hold my beer. Now I'm gonna be right back. Let me tell you what I'm about to do. I love that. So my job is easy, man. I love all the brothers around me, bro. You guys are just amazing. I'm telling you.
And you know what's special too, Bobby? I mean, I keep this whole quote just keeps always being reinforced all the time as I hear us talk, as I hear we continue to build this community as we've had recently, our meet and greet with some of the fellas on Sunday, which was really special. We'll get a chance to talk about that. It's just the whole idea that the success is the ability to go from failure to failure without losing that enthusiasm. What Winston Churchill said is so true, because listen, no matter at what level we're at, right? I don't care if we're going from $1 to the first 10,000, if you're going from 10,000 to 100,000, if you're going from 100,000 to that million, at every level, you're going to deal with some level of obstacles and challenge. And there's always an opportunity for you to get knocked down. There's always an opportunity for you to get emotionally, right? Need a reset. And that's what this community provides. As it says, success is the ability to go from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. As Lamont was able to do, is to call somebody up and say, hey, this is what I'm dealing with. This is what I'm going to have a question. And that enthusiasm or whatever that you may lose a little bit, right, on the journey to the next goal gets reinforced. It's like, you get a little gas in the tank, you
get a full tank.
Yeah.
It's on F. Full tank.
Yeah, you get a full tank. We're premium too. You're not even getting the regular gas.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, back when we was in the church, right? We say fire.
Fire.
What's that divine fire, baby? That's powerful.
You get that fire. So fellas, as I just mentioned, this weekend we had an opportunity to have our meet and greet. And shout out to all the fellas who came out. Chris Ward, Josh, John English. We had Sean Fleming's there. We had Wayne Moody there. Had a number of other guys there. Lowell was there. Shout out to all you fellas who showed up.
Dr. Love Jones.
Dr. Love Jones was in the building. Shout out to all you fellas who showed up.
Came out.
Yeah. And we know that many other guys wanted to show up, but of course, had busy schedules. Again, we have another one this weekend in Orlando, right? This weekend in Orlando. So you guys have another opportunity. If you're in the Orlando area, right, you guys want to show up, we're going to be doing the cash flow game. What is it called? Who's the author again?
Robert Kiyosaki. Yeah.
Robert Kiyosaki,
the cash flow
game.
So how to get out of the rat race.
How to get rid of the rat race. That's the meet and greet. How to get a rat race. So we're going to be focusing on this week. But it's really special to have the guys really show up this past Sunday. And the shares were just powerful. You go inside the group, there's a clip of us, as we got together, and guys were saying how amazing that experience was. So the more we do these type of things and get to fellowship with each other and get to share and get to really, be vulnerable in that space, the more we're going to have transformation, not only in ourselves, but the people that we get to lock arms with. So that was really special. So tonight we have an amazing guest. And as you guys, heard from the top of the hour, we're talking about how to win in a saturated industry and achieve ultimate success. There's this idea that, certain industries right now are saturated. There's conversations, fellas, around that there's, saturation in the industry. So how do you break through that perception? How do you break through that collective agreement and come into an industry and just dominate? How do you, believe in yourself so much as a creator that you can come into an industry and create your own path? How do you, transform scarcity into abundance and really lead, your life in such a way that you become an example and you become like a Google, right? That comes into an industry that was already quote unquote saturated and then became the number one leader in the search engine, marketing, right? And now has dominated that industry forever, right? So, it's a beautiful thing. So that's what we're talking about tonight. Fellas, as you're coming in, like I said, put hashtag heart level. If you're watching on the replay, put hashtag heart level and hashtag replay. And as Bobby asked you guys to do, let us know where you're coming in from, what part of the country. We are a global community, and our purpose is to impact the lives of over 5 million men to pursue their purpose by developing their confidence factor and unleashing their riches. Riches stands for relationships, their income, their contribution to community, their health, their education, of course, their spirituality. So those are the key areas that we're focused on. And if you're interested in that, then you're in the right place. You're in the right place. So we're here to celebrate you. We're here to honor you. We're here to have conversations that's different than what's going on in the media, that's going on in the world. We're here to make sure you feel celebrated and that you know that you're a creator. And but we believe in you here, Confidence Factor. So Bobby B, I know we want to go ahead and bring on our guest because he's the star of the show. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm excited to bring on the guest right now, man. Take it away.
So yes, again, we're talking about how to win in a saturated industry and achieve ultimate success. The real guy who's always in the building, Rudy LaRose, introduced us to this gentleman, and this gentleman is winning in the real estate game. He has the right mindset. He has a few keys that he's going to bring to the table, but I'm not going to tell his story. I'm going to let him tell his own story. So let us give a big, huge heart level going out to Victor, and I don't want to mess up his last name, so I'm just going to say Victor. Heart level, Victor. Welcome.
Hey guys. Hey. Thank you so much for having me, man. I love the energy. I love what you guys are doing for the community as well. As they all said, my name is Victor, and I do real estate full time. And today's topic is about how to overcome in a saturated market. Real estate is a very saturated market. Just in the comments, like, go ahead and write in the comments if you can, like, who's involved in real estate or knows a real estate agent. Go ahead. I'm kind of curious to know how saturated this market really is and how easy, but at the same time, it looks very hard to overcome this particular industry. So just to give you some stats, a new real estate agent, that just comes into this typical market, they see $1 million listing, they see the show, they see the jazz, they see the money that you could be making in real estate transactions and the commission checks. And they're like, man, this is such an easy thing to do. Get your license, takes you 3 months to do so, very little cost to you. And now you're a real estate agent. But the real stat becomes horrific for new agents that come into the industry. 80% of real estate agents that come into the industry, their first year fail. And then you start to wonder, why is that? It's because people think this job is very easy, and it's really not. But it is easy if you have the right mindset. So today, what I would love to talk to you guys is a little bit about myself, my story, and the things that I've learned through my career and how you maybe can learn from the things that I've learned and maybe implement in your business or in whatever industry that you apply for. So, and my first career in sales was automotive. So at the age of 20 or just out of high school, going into college, I didn't know what to do. And I figured business was the best thing to do. So I got my degree, and mind you, this is around 2012, figuring out what job markets are available for a young college kid. There was nothing there for me. And with a college degree, I figured, well, I might as well do something with it. Let me sell cars. Who in the right mind goes to a 4-year university, gets their bachelor's, and then decides to work in an automotive dealership selling cars? Like, for me, it was an opportunity, right? I just took it as an opportunity. And the first 3 months was the most brutal process because you're overcoming objections. You're trying to figure out if this is the right fit for you. You're meeting clients that, want to waste your time. And now you're just a car salesman. So I had this title in my head, but I knew the end game was to have a freedom of life, to make money, and to hopefully have a stable income. That was my approach into going into selling cars. So little thing that I knew, I fell in love with selling cars. It was one of the best things that I've done in my life. It made me learn just like proper etiquettes, just like the meet and greet, needs and necessities, analyzing what the customer wants, test driving, overcoming objections, negotiating tactics, deals, and the numbers game. Like everything you could possibly learn in running a business, I've had it right there by just selling cars. So it took me 3 months to really narrow down that process. And I always kept remembering this one particular guy, this old Jewish guy was selling like 40 cars a month. And I'm thinking to myself, man, why is this guy selling? He doesn't look anything better than me. He's not as energetic than me. Why is he selling cars and I can't? I felt like, when Derrick Rose, MVP, when he won the MVP, when he was playing for Chicago, in his MVP speech, he kept saying, well, why can I be MVP? I had the same exact mindset. I'm thinking, why can I be the top salesperson in this place? So I studied, I looked and analyzed all my competitors, the salespeople within the dealership group. And I just thought to myself, man, they're no different than me. So long story short, within 6 months of going into the dealership, I took calls. I was outside. I was working so many hours, but I knew the outcome. I knew what I wanted to get, and I knew what it took to get it. So during that time, I just decided to work overtime, study more of how the dealership works, got into the service drive, picked up some leads from people going to service, brought those people into service, analyzed their cars, and just trying to figure out a way to just sweet the deal and just take them out of their used car into a new car. So I implemented what's called the VIP process. Within 6 months, only one thing can happen when you place consistency on doing things. And Lord behold, I was a top salesperson for the entire store within the 7th month of my first year into selling cars. And I was pacing the Jewish guy that was selling 40 cars. In December, which was the busiest month of automotive, I sold 41 cars, outselling the top salesperson for JM Lexus. And my name is still racked up there. If you ever decide to go into JM Lexus in Margate, Florida, you'll see my name month after month. It wasn't that month. It was just consecutive: December, January, February, March. So at that time, I figured, okay, well, I want to do something with it. I have a degree in finance. I figured I wanted to get something more that's more than retail hours, more than automotive sales. Luckily, corporate reached out to me. They interviewed me. And then I became the district manager for Toyota and training all the sales consultants throughout the entire state for 44 Toyota dealerships, 3,000 sales associates. And I did that for about six to 7 years. So my total years in the car and motive industry was about a total of 10. And in those 10 years, man, I couldn't enjoy more, even more for the things that I've learned. And what I'm hoping to also introduce you to these tactics that I've learned with teaching each dealership, each sales consultant. And I've taken sales consultants that have never sold a car in their lives and made them to rock stars. So the things that I knew that worked for me, I helped out, and hopefully in the next couple minutes, you could also do the same. So what do you guys think?
Victor, so man, listen, brother, you got me in the deep end of the pool. I am swimming, brother. I am in this thing with you, but I don't want to slow you down. So I do have a question for you very quickly.
Yeah.
It took you said the first 3 months were brutal with the cars, right?
Yeah.
And then you had a breakthrough. At which month did you have the breakthrough?
So the breakthrough was month 5 going into month 6.
Okay.
So month 4 was like, okay, I got this. The first month was training. You get paid a salary and you just sell cars for free. Fine. Second month was like, you're on your own. I'm just trying to figure things out. I'm trying to get clients. I'm sitting outside the dealership. I'm picking up phones. I'm going to the service drive. So the second month was just understanding the dealership. Like, who are the key players? Like, who do I sit next to? Who do I become friends with? And the third month was just doing the same thing, but just now trying to wine and dine now, just trying to improve what I've learned in the first 2 months. Then the fourth month, I was like, okay, like I got some traction. I'm selling a couple cars, I'm overcoming objections. I'm getting some clientele now. And then by the 5th and 6th month, it was show on. It was just like, I knew from that moment on, I knew I was made for this.
Okay. Wow. So now 5 or 6 months, you hit your stride. And then you said that you hit those 40 cars, 41. That was that was December. Did I get that right?
It was, December of 2015.
All right. So how long was that total before you reached that goal of those 41?
So 6 months from the first day I started. From the first day I started was about July, mid-July, summertime. And of course, like I sold 5 cars the first month for free. I sold 10 cars the second month. The third month I sold another 12, but it was like a steer, it was a growing, it was definitely growing. But I realized okay, the fourth month, the fifth month, and I knew by the fifth month, I was like, yo, I have this. I sold about 30 cars. And I remember Ron Pizzino, that was his name. Like, I'm coming after you, Ron. I'm coming after you, Ron. And he just kind of laughed it off. And I was serious. I was there. I was the first one to get in there, the last one to leave, picking up every single phone call, snatching people's leads because I was just ruthless. That's just who I was. And of course, I might have gotten some bad salespeople talking smack behind my back, but I knew that my reputation and my work ethic was far unmatched than anybody else in the dealership. And my peers saw that. Yeah.
So I wanted to jump into that because here in Confidence Factor, we have heart level conversations. We try to get to the root of the story, right? We always say that, we are products of our environment, and the fact that, you have so much passion, you're so motivated, you're so goal driven. I want to know, who is the one person who you would attribute to that gave you that, either that work ethic or that mindset of someone of a champion? Where did you get that from?
Yeah, I think growing up in Brazil kind of give you a nice perspective as to a third world country under development. Well, back a couple years ago, before the World Cup, before the Olympics in Brazil, Brazil is just a country that is still up and coming. So growing up there, going to a public school in Brazil, I just realized that there was something better for me. And my father was here, and it just didn't take long to realize, begging my mother, I need to get out of here. There's nothing for me here. So understanding kind of your surroundings and what to look up to. When I came to the United States, my first job was selling eyewear. And the manager that was helping me sell glasses, he kind of, managed. He was my mentor. He was definitely a person that I looked up to, and he taught me the number one rule for a salesperson, which I'll never forget to this day. He asked me, he's like, "When does a job of a salesman start? When do you think it starts, guys?"
When he wakes up in the morning.
The night before, when he sets the intentions for the next day.
Right. A lot of people say, when you meet and greet them, when they're in the store, when you're introducing yourselves to them, right? No, the art of selling starts when the customer says no. Because now you're overcoming that objection. It's easy to work at a restaurant, not to take away anybody that's in the restaurant business, but it's a lot easier to sit there, take an order, write it down, go to the chef, orders made. Because these are order takers, the service you provide, you get compensated for it. But the art of selling is literally saying, when a customer is telling you, no, I don't like this, no, as soon as they say the first no, that's when your sales tactics kick in. Let's see how good of a salesperson you are. So that was the biggest thing that I learned from this guy, my mentor, David Camparelli, which I love him to this day. He has his own glasses shop, by the way. Shout out to David Camparelli. So he helped me out just, understanding the sales game. And I just loved it. I loved it from that moment on. I was like, man, okay, I want to be a optometrist, maybe optician. I studied the eye industry too. I would want to become maybe an eye doctor, right? But long story short, things happened. The recession hit, things changed. But I was still selling glasses. And that's how I met Rudy, just selling glasses through Rudy. And I graduated, and that's how I got into the car business. Fast forward, left the car business and doing real estate. But I did the same exact thing in real estate, the same thing that I did in the automotive business, where I got into an industry where I just didn't know anybody, right? I just knew I had the self-belief. It took me 3 months to kick ass. Real estate, same exact thing. When I transitioned out of the automotive business, I started real estate. And of course, everybody has a realtor. Everybody knows a real estate agent. Everyone that I know of has at least 5 people that they know that they do business with a real estate agent, including themselves. So for me, I just felt like I didn't care about the stats. I just knew I just know the work ethic I bring to the table. So the same thing that I applied in the automotive business is the same thing that I applied in the real estate world. And it's obviously paying. It's not a coincidence. Let's just put it that way.
Victor, so basically you have some keys. I'm sorry, Lamar. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. I just wanted to go back to one of the things that you dropped it. You dropped a gem in there. You dropped a gem early on in the conversation. I just want to highlight it because it goes in harmony with our show from last week and this week. One of the things you said was you took a look around and you said, my competitors are no different than me. And by having that realization, it completely changed your thought process. And that was a really nice gem to drop, because, oftentimes we're comparing ourselves, but when we realize that we're no different, we're no different, we can actually level up and become what, can meet the challenge. So
Okay.
I just love that share.
Yeah, no, and furthermore, don't be afraid of doing things not the right way. I guess I'll say it in a less political correct way. And what I mean by that is, if there's something that you really want, of course, legally, right? If there's something that you really want and there's something that is preventing you to get that, there's always an answer. There's always an answer. And people are just too afraid to find that answer. Like a perfect example is when I was working at the car dealership, I heard phone calls and nobody was picking them up. And I'm like, those are leads. Like, anybody else is seeing this? Like, those are leads. So I would literally, and I wasn't even in that department, but I would literally pick up the phone whenever I get a chance. And then I knew it was obviously not my job duty, but I was risking something that could have potentially benefit me. And the manager was just so impressed. He's like, hey, why don't you just work here in the internet department instead of picking up the phone randomly? And I just said to him, give me an opportunity. And that's exactly what happened. He saw something that sparked an interest. And I felt it was a necessary call. And was it the right thing? Was it the wrong thing? It is what it is, right? It happened. And I explored that opportunity on my own, and it just paid off dividends. And just the work ethic that kept going and the drive, right? That was one of the best moments of my career, doing things, of course, politically correct, ethically, but there's also an end goal, and whatever that end goal is going to be, there's always an answer to it. No matter what it is, there's always answers to that end goal.
So Vic, man, there's a lot of things. Like I said, as I sense your passion, I try to get to that statement that you make. We always make a statement. There's something in our past that happens that we make this statement, this statement defines everything for us. And the way you show up with such conviction, you show up with such certainty, you show up with such, I'm gonna get the goal. Like, I want to know, like, what's the statement? What was the stand that you took for your life? What is that core value that you have that says, this is what drives me? Like, I don't know if you could put a finger on it, but I just want to snatch that from you. What is that thing, my man?
Man, that's tough, man. That's really tough. I think it's just, all right. So, like, during a recession,
hot level. Keep it hot level.
Like, I'm trying to pinpoint, like, every time I do something and I ended up having that result, I always think of this, like, memory of the mobile home that I used to live with my mom, and telling my mom I'm going to help her buy a house. Like, that just brings me back to that moment in time where I just remember during the recession, and things were obviously bad for my family and I, but I didn't know any better. I just knew I had a roof over my head. But the thing that's, like, constantly kicking the fuel is helping my mom achieve that, like, helping others achieve that. Like, it's not just my mom, obviously, but just, like, helping others in a more, I don't know how else to explain it, man. Like, in all honesty, like, helping others is my passion. That's an honest passion that I love, just taking care of people. And every time that you do take care of somebody, there's always something that good comes out of it. So the drive is good karma, and I just want the good in people. I want to provide good energy, and I want to produce results, you know, and what better way to do that than to just keep going. Don't pay attention to the news. Don't pay attention to your family's opinions about it. I got a lot of shit for me going to the car business with a college degree. Like, what are you doing? I say, I need experience, guys. Like, no one's giving me an opportunity. So the thing that's driving me the most is obviously family. I think that's probably what your question is what sticks out like a sore thumb, and I just think of that moment in time to never happen again, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, that's your why. That's your why. That's what I was trying to get to. I was trying to get to your core why, your core driver. And to me, what I'm deducing from what you're saying is that you never wanted, you always want to make sure that statement you made to your mom comes true every single time you get a result. Every time you get a result, you fulfilling the promise that you made to your mom. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, without a doubt.
That's
without
beautiful.
a doubt. Amen to that, for sure.
That's beautiful.
Sure.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, I know you have a number of things you want to share. Talk about the real estate industry and give us some tips. I know if Lamont or the doctor has any additional questions, but I really want to.
I want to hear about that transition.
Yeah, absolutely. I just really wanted to pull that out of him because, like I said, there's such a conviction, there's such a fire. You guys can feel it, right? There's such a fire in it, and I just wanted to get to that essence because oftentimes, as men, as we go into the industry, the thing that drives us, we got to find. They always talk about finding that why. You got to have that core driver, right? It's maybe fulfilling a promise to a family member, as it's Victor. Maybe it's a loss that we've had. Maybe it's not having a particular person in our life that we want to, be the example. Maybe we want to be able to serve in a very high way, but something you got to find your why. And that's what Victor is basically sharing with us tonight. So awesome stuff.
Amen to that. Yeah. So the why is very important, but finding a why is key, but executing the why is a whole different beast.
Yeah.
So the book that I read when I was in the automotive space and I was kicking some gears and getting recognized for the sales that I was doing, I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. 2 books that changed my life completely were Rich Dad Poor Dad and You Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. When I say those 2 books changed my life and perspective on money and perspective on work ethic and perspective on being an entrepreneur, that's where things just completely changed for me. So when I was 21 years old, I was working automotive, making good money, but I was roommating. I roommated with my friend. I roommated with him for about close to 8 years, literally 8 years. I was roommating with this guy because in these books that they give you, the first fundamental thing that they say is, it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. And that was a core value lesson that I learned in Rich Dad Poor Dad that just kicked a totally different approach in how I save money, how I live my lifestyle. Even till this day, I'm selling $1 million properties with my Toyota Corolla. I pulled up in Heron Bay in Parkland and they're saying Uber Eats. And I'm in my Corolla. And I'm like, yeah, Uber Eats. Like, to me, my image is far less important than the work ethic that I bring to the table. So the criticism that I get from others, I don't care about any of that. I just know that what I bring to the table is true, and the results that you want and that you're looking for, I'm going to give it 110% of it. So my space in the automotive, I transitioned out during COVID because there was a time where working for the bigger man, working that 9 to 5, working that corporate job is so luxury. It tastes good, it smells good, but it's so toxicity. And the people that I was working with were giving other promotions, and I felt like I deserved that regional title. I deserved to become the next VP. I deserved it, but no one was looking upon me to get to that opportunity. And when you come from retail and you go to the corporate side, it's a totally different approach. Unfortunately, it's like a backwards thinking. It's not about how hard you work, it's how well you communicate your work. And when I saw that, I'm not a polished type of guy. I just tell you straight up how I feel. And in the corporate world, sometimes it could hurt you. So in the corporate space, when I decided to give that up, there was a lot of desire for me to stay. There were things that they wanted to do to help me stay. But long story short, things were happening that I didn't agree with. There were rules that I just didn't apply with. And I was just sick and tired of the 9-to-5 gig. I'm not a 9-to-5 guy. I'm just not. And I thought I was. I really sincerely thought I was going to retire there, have a family, kids. But that's why I made a decision. The decision to leave was a lot easier because nothing was holding me back. It's like I didn't want to live my life saying, man, I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have done real estate. I wish I would have. I never want to live my life with the words I wish. So at that moment in time when COVID was happening and I saw the demand in real estate, I figured this is the perfect time for me to really take everything that I've learned and just go on my own. Like, what risk do I have? And when I pulled the trigger, it was the most satisfying thing in my life because I finally realized that I should have done this a long time ago. But at the same time, if I had a family, if I had kids, if I had a wife, it probably would have tied me down a little bit longer. But long story short, when I decided to leave and use the same principles that I've learned in the automotive space in real estate, there's no agent that compares to what I bring to the table. There is none. I know there is none. The fact that I speak 3 languages, Portuguese, Spanish, English, the fact that I know these territories, the fact that I know how to overcome objections, and the service that I can provide for my clients I've gotten so many leads that agents are not even doing their job right. And it just upsets me because you're supposed to be representing us. And I get these leads and I just handle it. And I just take care of the same way that I took care of clients in the automotive space. And it's like, I'm doing the same thing that I've learned in back when I was selling cars. I'm doing the same thing now, selling houses. So
Victor, talk to us a little bit about that, because I want to hear some of those keys that you used over the automotive that you transition over to real estate. It just worked for you. And I heard, if I heard you correctly, before it took you 6 months. Now it only took you about 3 months. So obviously some of these keys work for you. Would you mind sharing some of those keys with us?
Yeah, of course. So, Lamont, if you could help me out with some of the things that I've learned throughout the years. One of the biggest things that helped me out a lot and learning how just dealerships operate and the sales personnel that are inside these dealerships. Again, I managed 44 Toyota dealerships and became friends with over 3,000 sales associates. One of the biggest things that a lot of sales consultants fail to do, which I did pretty well in, is social media. Companies spent billions and billions of dollars in advertising campaigns. How much does it cost you guys to post something on social media? Nothing. It doesn't cost you a dime. This space can be a very toxic place, but it could be the most lucrative space that you can take advantage of. And for me, coming into that business within that first, 6 months of the automotive business, I did everything I possibly could, but that was the one sweet spot that helped me jump my career into corporate and now into the real estate side. So these are the things that made me become the best salesperson with these tactics, and also becoming one of the top producers in real estate with these simple principles. It's very simple. It does not take a lot of energy to do. But these are just 5 easy things you can do on social media that can help your business grow into the next level. So you guys want to hear it?
Yeah, I'm ready. Hey, fellas, are you guys ready?
Let's do it.
In the comment section, put hashtag I'm ready. Hashtag I'm ready. Hashtag I'm ready. Give it to us, Vic.
All right. So the first item that a lot of sales consultants like to talk about is scarcity. So scarcity is a tactic that a lot of people do based on a call to action. Whenever you post something, it's like, go to page, go to the next slide. Come on, next slide. Let's go to the next slide. I went straight into the post. Keep going. One more. Right here. Boom, right here. So the first thing that a lot of sales consultants like to post is a call to action. Now, before I begin on to why this is so important to understand. Like I said, companies spend millions of dollars spending on advertising money on social media, and it does not take you at all. And it doesn't take you any money for you to spend time on social media and to advertise yourself. But when you do advertise yourself, a lot of people like to say, just by the way, raise of hands, how many friends in your Facebook feed are saying things like, buy a car for me, buy a house for me, buy something for me, buy this podcast lesson for me, whatever the case is? How many times do you see that happening? It's annoying, right? Instead of saying buy, now becomes the why. Why should you buy something from you? So in this particular example on scarcity, a lot of the people like to say this, it's the call to action. Instead of asking, again, the buying, you got to ask yourself why, the why, what's in it for the client. So if you scroll to the next page for me, Lamont, you're going to see a perfect example as to it's completely spinning on its head. So instead of asking for the business, invite the business. And here's an example of inviting the business. There's two people dancing in front of a car saying, hey, come join the party. It's a softer approach. It's a tactical approach. It's using humor, and it's also using commonality. So like here's a picture of a Pokeball, right? Back in the day when Pokeball was big, this is like what do you call that app? I think I forgot what the Pokemon app was called, but it was an app that everybody was into it. Now they're just saying, hey, let's catch Pokemon together. Again, you're still inviting for the business. You're still asking for the business. You're just doing it in a different way. So that's where I'd say when you focus on this type of post, instead of asking to buy something from me, you got to invite the business. So that's scarcity. So the second one, let's go ahead into the second one. So yeah, 10% of the time you can ask, 90% of the time you earn. So don't ask, earn the business. The second type is authority. So this is probably one of my favorite types of posts. Again, I don't know anything about the engines of a car. I don't know anything about the horsepower, the cylinders, the pipes. In your industry, in real estate too, like I don't know everything about plumbing. I don't know everything about electrical, right? But if you showcase as if you do, you're the Mr. Mrs. Know-it-all of that industry, all you have to do is post things about your industry. And a perfect example to become the authority of that industry space is by posting content of that industry space. Look at this brand new car that's coming out next month. Look at this brand new house that's listed for sale. Look at this brand new podcast lesson that I just learned. These are the things that I learned about. So the authority is a post of Mr. or Mrs. Know-it-all of that particular industry. When they think of this particular space of product, they think of you. When they think of a car, oh, I think of Victor. When I think of a house, I think of Vic. So again, the authority space, it's very easy to use. All you have to do is post things that are about your industry. That's very simple. So let's go to the next one. This is just, if you are going to post videos, this is just a really cool stat that how many of us are actually YouTubing things now, how to? I think we've become now more of a visual learner, and a way to become the authority, a way to become that person of interest in that industry. If you're all going to post a video, YouTube is the best way to go about it. And again, it's a free website that you can post, and it's the best thing that you can do to earn residuals. And again, this is another example of authority. This girl is just posting things inside of her vehicle, just showcasing. And again, there's selfie videos. If you're not comfortable with selfie videos, there are other ways to become that authority person. The picture to the right is just a post stating numbers, stating facts. And as long as you're correct about it, you've become now the expert of that industry. So if anybody is camera shy, don't worry about it. There are ways to become that authority person just by posting actual facts of the industry. And that's very easy to do. Let's go to the next one. Okay, the third one, reciprocity. So this is another approach that you can post that is based on what is the company that you're working for doing for the community. So for you guys, perfect example as to what do you guys provide that's for the community. And this is a perfect example. This particular dealership was giving free tickets. Here's here's some free tickets whenever you come to the dealership. So again, even though it's not a central kind of community vibe, it's still something that they're providing as a service to the community. Another example, a dealership was saying, hey, we have free shuttle services. So things that the dealership does, or the things that a business entity does for the community, that's a nice way to just talk about and to post, and just to have that as an advertising, which is, it's a nice lucrative way to gain some attention. Let's go to the next one. This is the fourth one, consensus. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't, right? How many of you guys say that? So one of the key components on being consensus based is being factual, right? So in the industry space, in the automotive, an example, right? The Camry has been the best selling cars for 15 years. And people are like, head scratchers, like, how the hell a Camry is the best selling car in 15 years? Well, it's true. If you Google best selling car in America, you'll find Camry on that list. And then another example, of course, a picture of the map is just letting you know where Toyota is dominant. So another example would be something like, this was obviously pre-Tesla days. I'm sure California is filled with Teslas by now. But the point that I'm trying to make is Google something, whatever it is, in your industry space, and post it, right? In real estate, for instance, you can Google how many homes have been sold in Florida for the past year, and you can talk about it. And now you're hitting two birds with one stone. You're becoming the expert of that. You're becoming the authority, and you're throwing the numbers, which is a factual thing based on where you're getting the credibility, wherever the source is from. So being consensus is very easy to do, which ties into being authority. Let's go to that's another example, being consensus. So we'll skip that. So like awards, right? So like, go back up. I'm sorry, Lamont. So again, when I was recognized for Sales Consultant of the Year, it was a lot easier to just post a picture of the award. But now the picture to the right states a review by customers. Now you have a customer talking about you and your business. What better way to advertise a consensus? A real customer is talking about a real thing in your business, and now you're letting the whole world know. Reviews, Google reviews is a perfect example, right? How many of us, or Yelp, right? How many of us look up Yelp reviews before we go ever to a step of foot inside your place? I know I do, right? So again, consensus is such a way to just monetize and be very lucrative with your business by just talking what the clients are talking about you within the industry. The next one is liking. This is a personality thing that really puts your business into the next level. Look at the picture here. You have Star Wars themes, and this picture was posted May 4th, and the caption reads, "May the Force be with you." Get it? All right. Anyways, so that is just a personality liking. So I guarantee you, if you were to look at this picture, I have attempted to like that. I would definitely like these pictures, because the picture to the right is just a guy donating blood. Again, he's just sitting in his chair, donating blood, thumbs up. Hey, just out here vibing, right? So liking is just now your personality thing. So a lot of people and a lot of businesses, they're thinking, okay, I have a Facebook, I have an Instagram. Now I'm thinking, should I create a whole new account? Should I create a new account specifically for my business? Or should I create something that you have now and create that buzz from that? Because here's the thing, guys, and I'll be honest, when you create a business account, the likelihood of all your friends from that social media to follow that business account is very low. So I always approach this way, where I use personal as my business simply because it's easier for me. Again, you can utilize a strategy however you want it, but my recommendation and my expertise and my success rate has always been good when you use your own personal social media and turn it into a business mogul's web Instagram or even a Facebook. Or of course, you can do it soft approaches however way you want to, but the liking is such a unique way. You can talk about your family, you can talk about things, and people are shy. People are shy with privacy information, and I understand. But approach it however way you want. But I've always had success in turning my personal things into a business, and it's always been lucrative for me. And yeah, we can scroll down. And this is the last one, most important one. This is probably by far the most important of all. It's like going to the gym. When you go to the gym once a week, you're not going to get results. You got to do this consistently. And a lot of people have this bad habit. When you do something and all of a sudden you get attraction, you get some results, you're like, okay, this is cool. And then all of a sudden you fall off. We're all bad at this. But if you're consistent at something over and over again, there's only one thing that can happen from this: results. I guarantee you, there's a proven fact that if you were to do something consistent, you will get results from it. So this is the best way to approach it. If you are going to advertise yourself on social media with the tactics, this is by far the last one, and the cherry on top, being consistent. How often are you checking into places as far as your business goes? Depending on which business you're in, of course. In the car business, this guy is checking in his own dealership saying, hey, come buy a car from us, right? If you can scroll down. Another form of consistency is one YouTuber decided to post a YouTube clip every day. Every day he's posting YouTube clips. And one of them just happened to hit close to 200. He wants to hit 1 million views, and the caption reads, thanks, everyone. My YouTube channel just passed 200,000. I'm looking to 800,000 more. So again, he's putting that mindset of hitting 1 million, but he's just doing this on a consistent basis. And again, this does not have to be video. This most certainly can apply to other things within your business, whatever that business is. So being consistent is by far super, super important. And then, of course, the overview of everything that we talked about. First one, scarcity, call to action. You don't ask for the business, you invite the business. Rule of 10. 10% of the time you ask, 90% of the time you want to invite the business. And I just taught you other ways to invite the business. Authority, you want to be the smartest guy in the room. How do you do that? Just post things within your industry just by a simple Google search, or something that's within Forbes magazine, or something that's a credible source. Reciprocity, something that you give back to your clients, whether it's a warranty, whether it's a free t-shirt, whether it's something within your business industry that is free tickets, anything that's revolving around giving back to your clients, that's reciprocity. Fourth, consensus, state the numbers, facts, figures, be proud. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't, right? Fifth, liking. That's definitely a way to just showcase your personality. Again, whatever the case is, of whether it's political, whether it's something that you feel that's right to stand for, people will gravitate towards that, right? And again, the social media space can be, again, very toxic. It just depends on how you consume it. But if you're on the other side, the same amount of time that you're consuming social media, you should use that same exact amount of time on creating the content. And now your entire business is you just put your entire business on its head. You just completely flipped it around. Because if you're able to do that, the last thing to do is being consistent. And that's where I think where a lot of the people will fall off. But if you are consistent over and over again, you will find results. That's without a doubt.
Wow, man, that was great. That was a whole social media training right there. I didn't know you were going to bring it like that, but Victor, that was solid. So no, that's good. That's good stuff. And I just want to acknowledge some of the fellas. Adrian is here, Lawrence is here, Wade is here. What's going on, fellas? Javon is here. Loving the content. They're saying great stuff. They were saying they're ready, loving the content they're sharing.
Pokemon Go, that's right. That was the app. That was the app.
Pokemon Go. Yeah. Wayne said, I didn't know I was doing this. Wow. So I guess he's relating to some of the things that you're sharing and giving kudos to what the things you're sharing. I wanted to highlight something you said specifically for all this, because you talk about consistency, but this here I think is the key, which most people are fighting from an emotional standpoint when it comes to social media and not showing up. You said this was so good, Victor. He says, my image is far less important to me than my work ethic.
That's true.
That right there is everything, because social media, as you know, social media is everybody's about the image. Everybody's about looking good, right? And not looking bad. So people don't have consistency because they're too concerned with the image than the work ethic.
Right. A perfect example for this too is I don't know who that black skinny guy that makes fun of like all humor, obnoxious things, and he's like YouTube famous, TikTok famous. I can't think of his name right now. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. But in any case, he takes a video that's like very basic, like over the top, and then he imitates it, but he just makes fun of it, like in the most humble way. And this guy, I think he's from Africa. I can't exactly pinpoint exactly where he's from, but I don't know if you guys know who I'm talking about. I don't know his name, but I'm drawing a blank. But he literally
Lamont,
makes
you know
fun.
him?
Yeah, what he does is he'll say, like, somebody will cut a bag of chips and do something. He'll just be like, all you have to do is open it. You saw that guy.
Yeah, the guy.
I don't know his name. I don't know his name. I can look him
He
up.
doesn't say a
Yeah,
word.
he's floating on Instagram right now. I think he said he made like over 5 million without saying anything.
Exactly. That's the guy. So I think he's the #1 TikToker now in the world. But the same example, like the image that he has is not caring on what other people think of him or what the result is. It's like, this is something so simple, guys. Like, and he made millions off of it, right? So yeah, the image thing, you know, like I said, like even till this day, trying to sell a home in my Corolla, for me, it brings me more joy because people are just looking at me like, this is your real estate agent? Yeah, I am. What's up? How can I help you? You know?
You know, and that's interesting because there's this idea in your industry that you need to drive this nice car, you know, to be successful. So, but you're clearly dispelling that whole myth because everybody thinks, oh, you have to have the nice car to be successful in this, or at least that's the perception. That's what some people are teaching. It's some agents out there. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, your image is very important. Of course, you want to be polished. You don't want to have any tattoos on your chest and displaying it, right? You want to be able to have at least some of a polished look. But the materialistic that comes with the industry is very bougie, right? But if you let go of the insecurity and just not pay attention to that kind of thing, I think you definitely hit spot on, man. Like my image is far less important than my work ethic. That's
and the work ethic. That is the line for tonight, boy. I ain't gonna lie. That's the line for tonight. I'm definitely that was spot on. Fellas, you have any additional questions? I know we have 2 more minutes before we wrap up, man. But I don't want to let Victor go. He's just the passion, the commitment to work ethic. I'm loving it. I don't want him to go, but we have to do another session with Victor again. But I know we do have to wrap up. Any questions so far for Victor?
No, bro. Victor, let the people know how they can get a hold of you, which area you're working in, if they have a property they're looking to list to sell, or any investors want to reach out to you. How can we get a hold of you, brother?
Yeah, for sure. You can follow me on Instagram. You can see the consistency aspect of it, of how I post things on Instagram. You can see kind of like exactly all the things that I talked about and how I implement in my own personal life. It's so funny because these 5 things, without even knowing that I was actually doing, I've been doing it my entire life without realizing it. And, you know, throughout the years, I just kind of hone in and embrace this kind of way. And it's not ironic what I just explained to you, what these 5 tactics are. If you Google the principles of persuasion, you'll find these exact same tactics. It's not ironic. So yeah, feel free to Google principles of persuasion and you'll find those 5 things that I just talked about, and you can see it on my Instagram. This is my cell phone number too. You feel free to give me a call, text. I'm always on my phone, and then my email. So vic.nagasi@gmail.com. So I'm available with you guys if you guys need anything from Dade County all the way to as high as Orlando. Like I said, my space was within Central Florida and South Florida when I was doing the whole district management for Toyota, driving everywhere. So I know these areas like the back of my hand. I do have a house down south, and I also have a house in Orlando. I have a total of 5 properties. And I also do a lot of property management, Airbnb, rental space, and just helping out anybody that wants to get into the real estate game.
So guys, you guys heard it there. Listen, you got to get in touch with Victor. 1 thing's for sure, 2 things for certain. If you list your property with this guy, you will not be getting any excuses out of him. That's 1 thing for sure. So we appreciate you on that, Victor. We're going to send you back to the green room. We have this information up on the screen. If again, reach out if you have some property that you're looking to list, or if you're an investor and you're looking to get some great deals. You know, listen, he's on top of it, man. I've been in real estate 20 years, and when you got that fire, you got that fire. That's just what it is. Listen, guys, we appreciate you, Darren. We have any announcements we need to give? Anything for Atlanta trip or anything?
Just a couple of things. Yeah, number 1, of course, again, this weekend we're going to be hosting our next meet and greet. This is not going to be virtual. It's going to be in person. If you're in the surrounding areas of Orlando, you're welcome to join us. Fly in, take the G5. I know we got a couple of big ballers here in the group. So if you want to take the G5s and fly in to the executive airport, feel free to do that. We'll come pick you up. I mean, you don't have to worry about the car transportation. We'll come pick you up, right? And bring you to the Hill Estate. That's for sure. So we have that going on this weekend. And of course, May 21st, this is our last call. May 21st, we're going to be in Atlanta at the Better, I think it's called Better Man's event. I'm not sure if it's Better Man, but it's the 360 Man conference. There you go. Thank you, Lamont. It's a 360 Man conference. Of course, it's for men, for fathers, for husbands, all trying to get better in all those areas. It's a conference for men. So we are going there as a contingency of Confidence Factor, driving up to that conference, going to be there the weekend and looking forward to fellowshipping, learning together, growing together, and just, leveling up both in our personal life and our business. So that's going to be exciting. So we're inviting you, if you guys are interested to join us, let us know. Again, today, Tuesday, I think it's tomorrow is our kind of our last day. That's our cutoff point. So we need to know by tomorrow because we need to go and buy the tickets and book the Airbnb and get that rocking and rolling. So again, this is going to be phenomenal. Don't wait until you see the pictures and go like, oh man, I know I should have done it. That happens all the time. I'm going to tell you right now, it happens all the time. Don't let excuses take you out. Let us know what your situation is. We'll work with you and we'll make it happen. Again, it's about collaboration. So that's my invite for the 360 Man Conference. Make it happen. No excuses, only results. Let's make it happen.
Yes, it's 87% full.
It's 87% full.
80%, every 7%.
We gotta move by tomorrow.
Okay.
Because it went from 50 to 87.
50 to 87.
Yeah, that was in a couple of days. So that thing is
Oh yeah, no, we buy no ticket tonight. We can't play around. so tonight is the last night, fellas. If you can get your ticket, you out of here. I mean, here's what it is. You're gonna be one of those people who saying, "Man, I wish I would have done it. I wish I would have done it." No, I mean, don't be that type of person. Join us tonight. Let us know that you're committed. May 21st, you got the time. Take it off. It's a weekend. No excuses. No work excuses. We can make it happen. We're driving up. Let us know. All right, fellas. So that's it for the announcement so far, and we'll keep it rolling. So for
absolutely. So listen, guys, we appreciate you guys joining us tonight here in CF Talks. This is where we have heart-level conversations that lead to transformation. Remember, you're in pursuit of your hopes, goals, dreams, and aspirations. And our inspiration injection for tonight is that remember that our brains become magnetized with our dominating thoughts, which we hold in our minds. Our brains become magnetized with the dominating thoughts, which we hold in our minds. Whatever you focus on, it expands. We appreciate you guys. We thank Victor for joining us tonight. That's Darren Hill, the professor. Lamar Gwynn is the producer. Rudy LaRose, even though you don't see him, is always in the building. And I'm your boy, Bobby B. And we'll see you guys next week, Tuesday.
And in everything we do, always keep it
high level.
High level.
High level.
Take it, fam.